Hi there, this is Jiaying Huang. In this video, I'm going to talk about topic 1. It was actually about my work as a quantitative research associate at High Hope Wisdom Capital last summer. So I took part in the research of a sector rotation strategy, and the intuition of the sector rotation was that many scholars and participants in the industry has found that sector rotation does exist in China's A-share market, and subsequent researches has been focusing on finding factors that drive this phenomenon, which is also the purpose of this research. So the sector rotation strategy consists of two parts, a factor test and a strategy test. And during the project, the main problem I encountered was the construction of the factor test framework. So the factor test framework starts with a factor definition, followed by a factor test, and finally result output. And the factor test inherited from the finished stock selection project, which shared same underlying logic with this program. So the main thing I need to do was to modify this project according to the requirements of the sector rotation. So there are actually two parts that need to be modified. The first one is the data acquisition, and the second one is the factor test. But in fact, these problems appeared in the reverse order. So the first problem I encountered in modifying this framework was the slow speed of the factor test. So my test sample spanned from January the 1st, 2010 to June the 30th, 2022, and there were 150 sample periods under the monthly frequency. At first, it took 5 seconds to calculate one period at a time, and it took more than 7 minutes to finish all the calculation for 150 sample periods. And this efficiency was unacceptable for a single factor test. To address this problem, I tried to use multiprocess to run the calculation to enhance the efficiency. But then when I implemented the multiprocess, I encountered a second problem. The SQL statement I used to code the data in the database could not be implemented in multiprocess because the database I used to code the data does not allow multi-statement at the same time. So I was forced to modify the data acquisition method. The solution was that I first import all the data I used into memory, and then I code the data in the memory to finish the factor test. The downside of this solution was that importing data is very time consuming, and it took me about 10 minutes every day to import all the data in the memory, because the in-memory storage of the company's database is set to keep data for only 1 day. But the benefit of this solution was very obvious. The speed of the factor test was greatly improved, with an average 1 to 2 minutes to complete the factor test. In addition, after adding the storage function to the underlying indicators of the factors, I further improved the speed of the factor test. One factor test could be finished in 30 to 50 seconds. In terms of relevance of this experience to my future career, to be honest, I think this experience plays a decisive role in my future career planning. At the beginning of my second semester junior year, I was still hesitating about whether to engage in investment banking or quantitative finance in the future. At that time, I thought I might need an internship to tell me the answer, so I chose to be a quantitative research associate. And for more than 3 months, my mentor has always been encouraging me and appreciated my attitude, ability, and achievements in my work, which helped me a lot. And also, I acquired a feeling of satisfaction and achievement during my work, and which has built up my confidence in pursuing a career in quantitative finance. Therefore, I decided to apply for a relevant graduate program and plan to be a research quant upon graduation to start my career.